Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Alex. I make travel, lifestyle and coaching content, so welcome in. I am very excited for this video. We are on to October. How did that happen? We are on to October's TBR video, as you can see from the title. Let's dive straight in. Beginning with our first book, we have Pumpkin Spice Cafe. Now, October is all about spooky season, cozy season, autumn, so I really wanted to make sure I had like a few autumn reads in there, I had a few spooky reads, I had some fantasy and kind of like, yeah, just the October like spooky ghoul vibe. So Pumpkin Spice Cafe, as you can tell, pumpkin spice season. I thought this book would be a great like dip your toe into the realm of the pumpkin spice world, into like cafe and book season in like the glorious autumn time, because it's just giving me Gilmore Girl vibes, and that's all you need really. Autumn, October, September, November, you really just need the like autumn Gilmore Girls, Vampire Diaries, like you need that vibe, you need that cozy vibe. Hence why I've got my Eras Tour jumper on, because although this was summer, it's just like, oh, cozy winter, like snuggled up in my jumpers. I've got a blanket on as well. We are cozy vibes for this autumn and for October's TBR. So Pumpkin Spice Cafe is up first. I honestly have no idea about this, so let's Google it. I just know that it's like a cozy read. So when Jeannie's aunt gifts her the beloved Pumpkin Spice Cafe in the small town of Dream Harbour, Jeannie jumps at the chance for a fresh start away from her very dull desk job. Sounded good already. Logan is a local farmer who avoids Dream Harbour's gossip at all costs. But Jeannie's arrival disrupts Logan's routine and he wants nothing to do with the irritatingly upbeat new girl. Except that he finds himself inexplicably drawn to her. Don't we just love that drawn, that tension, that like connecting chord? Will Jeannie's happy-go-lucky attitude win over the grumpy but gorgeous Logan? Oh, grumpy sunshine, I love that. Or has this city girl found the one person in town who won't fall for her charm, or her pumpkin spice lattes? We can probably anticipate that yes, he will, considering this is a romance. But I didn't realise actually that this is a part of like a series. So we've got the Pumpkin Spice Cafe, book 1. We've got the Cinnamon Bun Bookstore, book 2. And the Christmas Tree Farm, book 3. So this is so perfect because Pumpkin Spice Cafe, if I read that earlier in this month, then it's still like early autumn vibes. And then the Cinnamon Bun Bookstore is definitely perfect for like leading up to Christmas. And then the Christmas Tree Farm. So if I do like this author, there's like 2-3 more books. Actually, it's one book of 4. I don't know where the 4th book is. Maybe it's being written, but we just know it's a book of 4 series. But yeah, that's so exciting. There's like a few more books to come. So if I do like this and we like this series, we've got more books to go. So that is Pumpkin Spice Cafe. I'm very excited to read that one. It's just, I feel like it's going to be great cozy vibes. And even if it's not like the best written book in the world, sometimes when you're in the season or you're in the theme of a month, and you want that kind of book to read, it hits the spot anyway. So I'm kind of interested to see where it hits on my rank. Up next, we've got Legendary, which is the second book in the Caraval series. I just couldn't wait to get this done. I know that I'm gonna have to make a series very, very soon where I'm catching up on like book series that I haven't finished yet because there are way too many. But for right now, I think slotting Legendary into October's reads is gonna be really good, because this kind of like world is giving like autumny spooky vibes, but not in the sense that like it's set in autumn or it's anything like that. It's just like it's quite a darker, not in the sense of like themes, but like it's set at night most of the time and like that kind of thing. It's just like it feels a bit more spooky than other series that I've started that I need to get finished. So Legendary is second. We're not going to go through the blurb of that one because it's the second book in a series. I don't want to have any spoilers for the first book if you've not read it yet. Okay, next we have the Door-to-Door Bookstore, and I feel like this one isn't kind of like set in any kind of autumn period, but it's giving autumn vibes because bookstores in autumn are just chef's kiss. So let's read the blurb. There's a book written for every one of us. Carl may be 72 years old, but he's young at heart. Every night he goes door to door delivering books by hand to his loyal customers. Oh my god, I'm gonna cry. He knows their every desire and preference, carefully selecting the perfect story for each person. One evening, as he makes his rounds, 9-year-old, I'm going to say Sacha, that's a confusing one, Sacha is what we're going with, appears. Loud and precocious, she insists on accompanying him, and even tries to teach him a thing or two about books. When Carl's job at the bookstore is threatened, will the old man and the girl in the yellow raincoat be able to restore Carl's way of life and return the joy of reading, to his little European town? Oh, that sounds so cute. I love this. I don't think this is part of a series, but I think it is kind of the same realm of like the bookshop, sorry, Days at the Morizaki bookshop, things like that. So I feel like this would be quite a cozy read, and because it's like a old guy versus young girl like grouping, I feel like it's just gonna be like a really heartwarming, uplifting kind of read, and we all need those in the autumn months when we're in England and it's raining outside. From that we have Phantasma, which is, I think this is coming out before one of the vlogs that I talk about Phantasma in. So Phantasma is, let's actually get the blurb up so I don't spoil anything. Phantasma is by Kaylee Smith, and it says, "Welcome to the world of Phantasma. There are only 2 rules to the game. Stay alive and don't fall in love. When Ophelia's sister disappears, there is only one way to save her. Ophelia must enter Phantasma, a deadly contest inside a haunted mansion, and claim its prize, a single wish. Phantasma is a maze of twisting corridors and lavish ballrooms, of demons and temptations. Ophelia will face 9 challenges, each more dangerous than the last. There can only be one winner, and the other contestants will stop at nothing to eliminate their rivals. Every day the house creates new monsters, but just as Ophelia's fears threaten to overwhelm her, a mysterious stranger offers her a bargain. Charming and arrogant and infuriatingly attractive, Blackwell claims he can guide her through the lethal trials ahead. All he asks in return is 10 years of her life. Ophelia knows she shouldn't trust him. Blackwell doesn't seem dangerous, but appearances can be deceptive. Worse still, she feels a dark, irresistible attraction drawing them closer and closer. Her life is on the line, but in Phantasma, the only thing deadlier than losing the game is losing your heart." Woo! That was a great one. It sounds so good. I'm very, very excited about reading this one. I'm very, very excited about finishing this one just to see how it goes. It's giving, I can't think of the name of it. Was it A Touch of Darkness? Like the Hades Persephone kind of series of books. I still haven't finished those. That's another one that kind of probably needs to go on my TBR for my series book one that I need to do. I'm excited about Phantasma. I'm excited about finishing it and see where it goes. Okay, from that we have The Ministry of Time. This was one I found in one of my favourite bookshops. I'm not saying by any means it's obscure, but this bookshop isn't just exclusively for like high profile reads. So this one, I think it was like an author's pick or a reader's pick that I saw it from. Let's read the blurb. So, a boy meets a girl, the past meets the future, a finger meets a trigger. The beginnings meet the end. England is forever, England must fall. In the near future, a disaffected civil servant is offered a lucrative job in a mysterious new government ministry, gathering expats from across history to test the limits of time travel. Her role is to work as a bridge, living with, assisting and monitoring the expat known as 1847, Commander Graham Gore. As far as history is concerned, Commander Gore died on Sir John Franklin's doomed expedition to the Arctic. So he's a little disoriented to find himself alive and surrounded by outlandish concepts such as washing machine, Spotify, and the collapse of the British Empire. With an appetite for discovery and a 7-day cigarette habit, he soon adjusts, and during a long, sultry summer, he and his bridge move from awkwardness to genuine friendship to something more. But as the true shape of the project that brought them together begins to emerge, Gore and his bridge are forced to confront their past choices and imagined futures. Can love triumph over the structures and histories that have shaped them? And how do you defy history when history is living in your house? I just feel like that's such a good book. Like, I'm already feeling like this is going to be an incredible read. I feel like it's going to be a hefty read, which is why I'm slightly nervous that it's in my October TBR and I haven't picked it up yet. It might need to be one of the next books I pick up because it's probably going to be one that takes me a couple of weeks to read. But it sounds so good and I'm very, very excited to get into it. It sounds like a, not super intense, but like more of a high intensity like romance rather than just like a contemporary like modern romance where like they meet in a store and like they fall in love kind of thing. It's like there's a plot, there's suspense, will they, won't they, how do they get to this point of potentially becoming something more when they're supposed to be working together. Like we have the element of time and time travel. It seems like a very good book and I'm very excited to get into reading it. However, I think it's fairly new because it's quite expensive on Kindle, which usually happens when a book is fairly new or when it's so popular that they just kind of hike up the prices. So it's $9.99 on Kindle at the moment. So I don't think I'm going to get a deal there, but $9.99 for a good book, we'll take it, we'll take it. We are doing another book in a series, so I won't be reading out what is happening in this book, but we are picking up Zodiac Academy, Heartless Sky. Now, I read like the first like 1 to 7 Zodiac Academy books in like a couple of weeks, maybe last year. I was like fully addicted, but in like the worst way possible. Like they're not the greatest books ever written. I feel like Zodiac Academy is my Magnolia Parks, except there's more characters, so I don't get as frustrated with them and the storyline. It's a love-hate relationship I have with Zodiac Academy. Like there are chapters where I'm just like, oh, come on, like give me something. And then there are chapters where I'm like addicted, can't put it down. So it's been like a year since I read the last book from the Zodiac Academy, but more books have come out since. So I'm like, ugh, I kind of want to pick one up, and it's kind of like the perfect autumn, October spooky season book because it's all about vampires and witches and school whilst you're like, I don't know how much I'm allowed to say, but school whilst you're in a magical school. And I feel like that's just a really good October vibe. So I thought, if we're going to pick up anytime, let it be in October. So we're picking up Zodiac Academy, Heartless Sky, and we're seeing where the rest of the series goes. One of our final reads in October's TBR is Hex Appeal. And I won't lie, as I'm filming this, I have already finished Hex Appeal. So it is both on my TBR and it has been read, but I wanted to mention it in this video because I've actually really enjoyed this book. And I won't say too much because I'll give you all of my full thoughts in my reading wrap up and my vlogs as we read. But Hex Appeal is about a witch, Essie, and a Josh Henderson who moves to England to take over an estate that he's never been to. It's completely run down, and he and Essie cross paths and we work out kind of how their stories intertwine. And I just think Hex Appeal was like such a fun read. It's not the best book I've ever read so far. It's not like a top 10 kind of book, but it was so fun. It was a really easy read and it was perfect for what I wanted it for, which was an October like spooky season read. So it's very witchy, it's very like October. Like I don't think I would have read this in any other month and got the same effect as reading it in October. So yeah, I really enjoyed Hex Appeal, but it is on October's TBR list, so we've mentioned it now. But I think it's a read for October if you are looking for something a bit witchy and a bit woo-woo. Not in the sense of spirituality, but like ghosts and all that kind of good stuff. So yeah, I'm very excited about Hex Appeal and the fact that it was on the list and we finished it already. On to the final book. The final book is Legendborn, and this is a book I've had on my TBR shelf for years. This again, the same with Caraval. It was a group of books that I bought when The Works, I think, was having a massive sale during COVID, and I picked up Legendborn then, and I still haven't read it. So it's going on October's TBR because I feel like it's going to be a good read for October. The blurb. After her mother dies in an accident, 16-year-old Bree Matthews wants to escape. A residential program for bright high schoolers seems like the perfect opportunity, until she witnesses a magical attack her very first night on campus. A flying demon feeding on human energies, a secret society of so-called Legendborn that hunt the creatures down, a mysterious mage who calls himself a Merlin and who attempts and fails to wipe Bree's memory of everything she saw. The mage's failure unlocks Bree's own unique magic and a buried memory about her mother. Now Bree will do whatever it takes to discover the truth, even infiltrate the Legendborn. But when the Legendborn reveal themselves as the descendants of King Arthur's knights and foretell a magical war, Bree must decide how far she'll go for the truth. Should she use her magic to take the society down or join the fight? That sounds so good. And I know Bloodmarked is the second one in the series, so we have quite a few series in October's TBR, but that's okay. We will be getting through them. So I'm very excited to read that. It is on a physical. I don't have to buy it, so I'm very excited to read Legendborn, and I feel like, again, that kind of setting is perfect for an October read. I'm very excited about this reading month. It's going to be so good. I will end this video here because I don't want to go on too long, but that is October's reads. I hope you're enjoying all of my book videos so far. I have some vlogs coming out which include reading in them, so make sure you check those out as well to see what I'm thinking of the books as I go. Very, 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 very excited for October. Anyway, that is all from me. I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.